So welcome to this month's Vanna's collaboration, and this month we're talking about our dream motorhome. I'm curious to see what other people come up with in this video, so don't forget to watch the other videos in the collaboration.
If money was no object, which base vehicle would you like?
Well, it'd be a toss-up between the Mercedes and the Iveco, and I think I'd probably go for the Iveco, A, because it's slightly cheaper, and B, it's supposed to be a better ride.
Something I think we probably would still want is air suspension, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the ferry and off-road modes,
Yeah, which we've obviously got at the moment, yeah.
Would we want any other form of levelling them?
I struggle with this because it is extra weight on your vehicle, and the auto levelling, the VB air suspension we've currently got, does a fairly good job of levelling, but it's not perfect. So money's no object. Yes, please. Can I tick that box?
And would you like a manual or automatic?
Oh, definitely automatic. I wouldn't go back to a manual. Definitely not now.
And what about parking sensors? What about those cameras that you can have all the way around?
I like the 360-degree camera look around. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then.
Yeah.
So with this motorhome, would you like a tow bar?
Oh yeah, that's essential.
Yeah. So you could tow a boat if we had a boat, or a canal barge.
My Land Rover Defender, my new Defender Octa.
Possibly, yeah.
Money's no object, remember.
So what sort of chassis would we like for this?
Well, I mean, I can, on my current licence, so C1 category, I can drive up to 7.5 tonnes. So I'd have the biggest chassis I could possibly have, up to 7.5 tonnes. I think the Iveco comes at 7 tonnes. So.
Oh, does it? All right,
yeah.
Okay. So with that, then we'd get a good payload, would we?
Yeah, at least, yeah.
So we could have 10 fridges in the back, and
I mean, without going too mad, what we don't want to end up with is a vehicle that's 9.5 metres long.
No,
you wouldn't be able to take it anywhere but the biggest campsites. So we're trying to be sensible and limit it. So yeah, you don't want to go too mad.
So what we've said is we don't really want anything longer than 8 metres, do we?
No.
Because then you are limited to where you can go.
Yeah.
What about some air conditioning?
Well, yeah, I think we'd have air conditioning in the lounge and the bedroom, definitely. Yeah.
Could we have one that's not very noisy, or is that not possible?
I don't know if there is any air conditioning that isn't noisy.
Right. Okay.
If anyone knows differently, let us know.
Or so we want a silent air conditioner, don't we?
Yeah. Money's no
doesn't
object.
Take a lot of power, but if money's no object,
we're paying someone to design one for us.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
So would we want Wi-Fi in the van?
Well, we'd want Wi-Fi. We want satellite, and we'd probably have Starlink or something similar.
Yeah, the big mega package. You know, £89 a month, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I think you have to pay a bit more than that. Yeah. Carry on.
Okay. So
liking this so far.
So then, obviously, we want plenty of power points. We want plenty of USBs. We want some really nice reading lights. We want dimmable lights, don't we?
But you want a control panel that you can control absolutely everything: the twin air conditioning, the air suspension.
Well, yeah, it would probably be not as simple then, would it? It'd have more menus going on and on.
You probably want AI to actually control all the functions, so you can just say motorhome, set the suspension to level.
Yeah.
Or motorhome, I think it's a bit too warm in here.
That's right. Yeah. Would you want Alder heating again?
Well, I think, Alder seems to be sort of, I don't know, the top of the range as far as I know. But one of the features that Alder do is the underfloor heating. Yeah. So you can get underfloor heating. So obviously this motorhome now has a false floor with the heating inside that false floor, which also gives you extra storage. Yeah.
Do we want, facing sofas again? Do we want that?
I don't think so.
It makes a very sociable lounge. Yeah. Do we want a table in the lounge? Do we want it permanent that folds out?
I'd like a table that's semi-permanent but disappears when you don't need it, and you can use outside as well.
So this table, we'd have to get someone to design one then that you could sort of permanently leave there and fold. And
it'd disappear. It goes out of the way, into the floor perhaps.
Into the floor?
Or up into the ceiling.
No, because you don't want up in the ceiling.
Well, no, you can come down from the ceiling. It's money, no object. You told me it was money, no object.
So how does this table that comes down
I
from the
don't
ceiling
know.
and go
I'll
outside?
pay someone to design it.
Okay, I think it would be safer with it coming up from the floor.
Okay. So on a table that comes up from the floor, and I'd have. Well, I suppose you need another table that you can go outside that puts itself together
and goes outside and isn't kept in the garage.
No.
Or if it's kept in the garage, the robot goes out and gets it.
I think what we want is a robot.
We do really, yeah. Right, the next thing is the kitchen. What would you like in the kitchen?
I'd like someone to cook all my meals, both of my meals.
Yes.
So we want someone to come with us.
This again is, either we pay someone to come with us, a cook, to do all the meals,
But as long as they sleep in their own van.
Yes, and just come and we're being silly here, aren't we? No, the kitchen, seriously.
It's money, no object.
If we've got a cooker, we'll have some sort of cooker, aren't we, in case we can't get someone to come and do all the meals for us. So.
Well, the amount I'm willing to pay.
Yeah, but if we need a backup cooker, don't we? So would we have the sort of cooker we've got at the moment?
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah.
They'll do. It's all right.
Yeah,
isn't it?
As long as someone else does it.
Yeah, so it's got a gas and an electric.
Oh yeah, I mean you could have an induction hob. Probably cooking on diesel as well, so you don't have to go out and get any gas because you've got a full tank of diesel. Okay. And like a 250-litre diesel tank as well, please.
Okay. So I've also said we might like a microwave, a fridge freezer. I thought would a compressor freezer.
Well, yeah, I mean that obviously we need the off-grid capability, so we don't have to worry about hookup at all wherever we are.
Yeah.
So compressor fridge.
That in a bit. Yeah. Okay, so for the washroom, I mean, I think we still would want a separate shower, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
I want a low-down toilet. I don't want one.
Yeah, can I have marble?
The bedroom, right. Yeah. So I've said essential is easy access to bed. I don't want ladders. You've said about a transverse bed with a slide out. Yeah,
I thought this was a brilliant idea because transverse beds are great because they don't take up a lot of length in the motorhome. So if you're trying to keep it under 8 metres, put the bed across the van. The problem with putting it across the van is you haven't got enough length in the bed. So having a slide out at the end of the bed so you can get round it during the day.
So I've also said easily accessible wardrobes and shelves, which I don't think we've really got at the moment, have we? It's a bit fiddly. Yes. We can pull a rail out, but it's not.
Yeah, I need some.
We've never had really good wardrobes, have we?
Well, I know in the Bolero and the Kon-Tiki Sport, I think the wardrobes are pretty good.
Yeah, but you used to bung everything in there, and it was to move things.
Well, that's always the thing, isn't it? The more storage you have, the more you use it, the more stuff goes in there. It's a universal law, isn't it? It's like
adequate solar panels.
Yeah, you want at least sort of 300 to 500 watts of solar.
You've got 2 lithium batteries.
At least 2 lithium batteries,
in your garage so you can't have your slide out. 3 kilowatts inverter.
At least 3 kilowatt inverter, so you can run most sort of kitchen appliances like the coffee maker when you're off grid.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably want a decent sort of setup.
Yeah, again, you'd be paying your expert, wouldn't you? Design it all, fit it all. Garage high enough to allow your bikes.
My moped.
Your moped and
my Can-Am Spider.
And it's got to have PowerPoints. The various ones, and it's got to have lights and see what you're doing. Outside, we'd still like a barbecue point, an outside shower, and the external power socket's been very useful.
Yeah, and if it'd be nice if the garage doubled as a workshop as well. Yeah, well, I still and we disagree on this, but I would still like refillable gas.
Well, maybe if we had money was no object, then I wouldn't be wouldn't be recording how much we spent on gas bottles.
No,
so therefore I wouldn't be saying to you the expense isn't worth it because we only spent
I have
X
a
last
200
year.
litre refillable
so
gas
you could
cylinder.
have not a problem. Now this is something I think I'd like, and that's an electric awning. I didn't know they did such things.
Oh yeah, the Cathargos have got it, haven't they? The Sea Liner and that sort of thing. I think we've looked. I mean, we really struggle with this video because we don't want a massive motorhome that is a monster, and a lot of the things that we would like like I said, like a workshop in the garage, you'd end up with a massive monster, which is why people who've got the money to spend end up with these leviathans.
Well, some of those ones we saw at Dusseldorf, I mean, they were
just incredible. You know, there were wheels like 9 feet tall, and there were millions. I mean, you say money's no object. You could just literally get a pot of money as a multi-millionaire and say, here you are, build me the motorhome that's got this, and this.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
And then you'd end up with somewhere you can't go anywhere, or you need a butler to drive.
I mean, another thing that to mention with this dream motorhome, it wasn't just what motorhome you'd like, it was the location where
where would you store it?
Store the monster. It is, you know, you've got a massive
Well, again, if money were no object, we'd have a house with where money's no object.
Yeah, we'd have a lot of land, or we'd probably build it a special garage, wouldn't we?
And I think this is the problem I've got with this subject, really, is that where do you stop?
Yeah, it's nice to dream, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd have that motorhome, then I'd think, well, I might as well have a yacht.
Well, that's and then you can tow that behind. You see, that's my idea. You must have a tow bar for all eventuality. Well, I don't know about that.
No, private jet. So you'd have another motorhome, you know, so you jet off to.
Good.
Well, that's the
that's the problem with it, isn't it? Yeah. So do you want to say that's it?
Yeah, I think I've worn myself out now.
Kind of a lie down.
Anyway, do watch the other videos. So hopefully someone can come up with some sensible suggestions. We'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah.
Bye then.
Bye then.